The International Committee of the Red Cross says it secured the release of 125 Sudanese soldiers who were being held by the Rapid Support Forces. It's all part of the agreement reached by the two warring parties in that country. Joining us now is Fatima Sator, ICRC in Geneva. A very good morning to you. Thank you so much for your time, Fatima. You've managed to mediate between Sudan's warring sides and facilitate the release of prisoners of war. What did such a process entail?
Good morning. Thanks for having me. So we, the International Committee of the Red Cross, have facilitated the release of 125 soldiers from the Sudanese armed forces and held by the Rapid Support Forces in our role of neutral intermediary and following the request of parties to the conflict. So we have been approached by both parties to the conflict to take those detainees from Khartoum to Wad Madani and bring them back to their families.
The reason I ask what process you took to ensure the release is because we know that multiple deals have failed to stick, including several which were brokered by Saudi Arabia and the US. Your role as a neutral intermediary, how has that assisted in this release, especially given the fact that Sudan has been gripped by violence since April? Thousands of people have died because of this power struggle between the Sudanese army and the RSF.
So the ICRC does this all over the world where we are in. So it is part of our mandate to visit detainees and to facilitate their release. So we do this upon request of the parties. So they approach us and we offer facilitation. Before proceeding to the facilitation, we speak to the detainees. We make sure that they are aware of the process and that they agree to go back home. And we also make sure that their health is okay enough to make the travel. So this is why we also had doctors amongst the team.
You say you spoke to the detainees. What condition did you find them in, looking at perhaps their mental and physical state?
So, of course, those detainees were held for several weeks. However, our doctors made sure that they were fit to travel. And now they're back to Wad Madani and together with their families.
Some of the stories that you may have encountered, Fatima, when it comes to perhaps the trauma that the detainees have endured, as well as perhaps any physical harm. We understand, I saw some articles speaking about how some were wounded. What did you find?
So the ICRC is a neutral organization, and our work in detention is usually confidential, and it is something that we speak directly with the parties to the conflict. This is exactly what enables us to do this kind of operation. Our neutrality is at the core of such operation, because without it, we wouldn't be able to access those people and to bring them back to their families.
Yeah. What stands out about this facilitation? I mean, how you managed to broker this deal and the timing of it?
So I just want to make clear that we are not part of any negotiation. We are a humanitarian organization, and in this specific operation, and as we usually do it all over the world, we just facilitate. But of course, our role goes beyond taking detainees from A to B. We have to make sure that they're protected, that they're treated humanly during the release, and that they're fit to travel. So we are not the one negotiating. The parties had previously already agreed and have asked us to facilitate the operation.
In your role as a neutral intermediary, what is your wish as you look and view the atrocities and the impact on thousands, if not millions of people?
So we stand ready to do more of those operations. This operation the release happened on Wednesday, so it was the day of Eid al-Adha. So it actually means that those detainees were back with their families to celebrate the Eid. And this actually means that families are reunified again. It brings a lot of joy, which is more than needed in a country like Sudan right now. So we're hoping that more of those releases will happen, and we are ready to act again as neutral intermediary.
Very well. Thank you so much for your time and weighing in here. Fatima Sator, ICRC in Geneva, speaking about the success, really, managing to broker the release of 125 Sudanese soldiers who are being held by rapid support forces.